Okay, so it has literally gotten to a point where I really don't care about the censorship, and I do want to discuss this drone thing real quickly. And the reason why is because it's falling off. Now, I see a lot of people talking about it right now like it's still going on strong. It's not. Now, I know there's still sightings. I know it's still happening, but it is falling off, or at least that's the word on the street. And that also comes from other people that I've talked to that live in the areas up north that have been seeing them, that they're still seeing them, and it's still happening, but it's not as rampant as it was. It's not as, they're not everywhere like they were at one time. Now, what do I believe is going on? I'm not going to sit here and tell you. I do believe that there's some things involved that has to do with, foreign adversaries and things like that. I believe that could be a possibility. But with that being said, let me say this. At the same time, you have paranormal things going on too. And what I mean is we're being observed. We're being watched. We're being observed. Surveillance from these orbs, these crazy plasma-looking, portal-looking entities that everybody keeps recording. Do I believe the drones were trying to sniff something out? I believe the man-made ones were. I do believe that. Do I believe it was a mothership out in the ocean? No, I do not. Do I believe it was paranormal things coming from the ocean? Yes, I do. And that's not crazy. Even your major podcasters such as Joe Rogan, he's been out there talking about it. Sean Ryan, ex-CIA, he's got a big podcast, been out there talking about it, and they don't believe it's all conventional craft, and they don't believe that as well. When I heard about the 50 we'll just say drones, because drones, remember what George Knapp says, the new swamp gas, right? New swamp gas, drones, now everything can just be a drone. Oh yeah, the dark cube, the inside of the clear circle, yeah, that's just a drone, So yes, I do like that, the new swamp gas, the drones, that's what we got going on. No, but I just want to say that I believe the things coming from the ocean are the ones observing. They're the ones checking things out. They've been here. It's not nothing new. Do I believe that the ocean is space? It sorta is. It's not actual space because space is real. So you can leave out those ridiculous comments that it's not. But yes, space is real, but so is the ocean. And it's one that's probably less explored than space. I think there's like 5%, 3 to 5% of the deep that's been explored. And there's so much mystery there. And do I believe there's civilizations there? I believe there are. Do I believe that there are portals there? Yes, I do. Do I believe that some of these entities are coming from there? Absolutely, 100% I think they are. That's what I believe. It's not necessarily what you're going to believe or the next person is going to believe. Then we also have this theory, and I want to bring this up, and this is a long discussion, guys, but we need to talk about it with the spiritual side. Okay, Satan, let's talk about him. Could it be him? Could it be the devil? Absolutely, it could be. Could it be extraterrestrials? Absolutely, but we'll look at the devil point of view real fast. Okay, in the book of Ezekiel in chapter 28, and you look at, he's doing a lamentation to the king of Tyre, then he references back to Satan in the Garden of Eden. And if you remember the reptilian, the lizard in the Garden of Eden that tempted the woman, it was a serpent, but it talks about before that. It talks about the garden being something else, like maybe a paradise that these angels lived in at one point. It says you were in the garden and every precious stone was your covering, and it names off every precious stone, the topaz, the diamond, the emerald. It names them all, the amethyst, all these different precious stones. Then it says until pride was found in you and you were lifted up. And then it talks about him being cast out of the garden as profane. It says, in other words, you are just absurd, you are sinister, we're casting you out. And then over in Isaiah references to calling him a light bearer, or light presenter, which would be Lucifer, which that means a light bearer. So that means that, and it also talks about it in Hebrews and other books of the Bible way later, even after the death of Christ, and it says that even Satan himself appears as an angel of light. So all that kind of goes together. So what would he present himself as? Some of these things you think are good. Hey, that's a good one. That's an orb and it's of light and it's good. Well, who's to say it's not him? Who's to say it's not the fallen angels? There's a lot of different theories out there. I don't care if you don't agree with that. I'm not asking you to agree with it, but I do the research and I really study this stuff and I put that together and it's like a little puzzle and it fits perfectly together. So you can say you don't believe it, but it sure does fit together perfectly.
Yes, but Lucifer was talking about Israel, and Lucifer was talking about King Nebuchadnezzar.
I don't want to hear it. You're not telling me nothing I don't already know. Just so you know, I've studied it thoroughly. So, that's just another possibility. Then we have these abduction stories and these Pleiadians and these tall white Nordics and Andromedans and Bantus beings. But no, we wouldn't want to believe that it would be angels or Lucifer or Jesus or any of that, because that sounds absurd. It sounds more real to say it's a mantis or a Pleiadian. Yeah, okay. And look in my purple book that has pop-ups in it that tells me that's what it is. Look, I'm not making fun of it. I'm telling you, you have to look at everything. So when you think you're right, just because you believe something, that doesn't make it right. And so I search out all of these different topics, all of these different theories, and then I put it in front of you, and I'll let you know. I haven't even touched on the Anunnaki and Enki and Enlil and Anu and Marduk and the Tibetan Book of the Dead and the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Oh, there's so much more. The Sumerian text, the Emerald Tablet. I could go on all freaking year telling you about this stuff because I didn't just look at it on TikTok. I know what I'm talking about, because I've really looked into this stuff. Look, there's many different things. Were we created? Were we apes wandering around like Neanderthals? And they said, hey, look, the Gigi's tired of working, so let's make some humans and have an ant farm. There's another theory. Are they from Zeti Reticuli? Like Bob Lazar said, and they're tall grays and short grays, and then there's these drone-like grays, half biologic, half probably some AI, millions of years AI advanced robots. You're never going to know. That's the point of what I'm saying. You're never going to know. The best thing you can do is be prepared, because at some point we're going to know there's something and we're going to be interacting with it. That's what I'm saying. If you want to say a contact event, that's what you need to know. That's the contact event. That's what you would, and they can't stop it and they don't like it. That's why you see them not talking about it. It's not necessarily that they don't know what it is. It's just that they feel so out of control and embarrassed by it. Does that make sense? And I'm sure that, at some point it's going to get where, it's like, hey, here we are. And you're like, what is that? And you're not going to know. You're still not going to know. There's even an interview out there, guys. There's an interview. There's an interrogation video, they say. There's a lot of different things. And this is entertainment purpose, because God forbid you know any of this. But you know what? Save this video and you'll have it, and you'll have this knowledge. Leave your comments.